Special thanks to our phenomenal track partner, the Boston Foundation. So I'm here to talk to you about Disability Policy Consortium, DPC. Our organization was born in the 1990s, so for just a moment, I'd like to take you back to 1990. Anyone out there remember 1990? When George H.W. Bush was president, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was in its first season, and in the streets of Washington, D.C., people with disabilities marched and chanted and literally dragged themselves up the steps of Congress to shame them into passing the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA. Their work and their sacrifice changed the lives of millions of people, including me. I was born in 1990 with motor dysgraphia and executive function disorder, two disabilities that, among many other things, make it next to impossible for me to write by hand. In elementary school, I was given zeros when teachers couldn't read my handwriting, made to feel stupid, told I would not succeed in the classroom. And then, thanks to the ADA, I got the right to accommodations for my disabilities, and my whole world changed. This is me This is me last year graduating from the Harvard Kennedy School of Government, winning their RFK Award for Public Service. The ADA made this possible. It is the reason I can stand here before you tonight, but I am also here because nearly 30 years after that historic achievement, people with disabilities in this country still face massive barriers and more steps we have to drag ourselves up. In this country, the 20% of Americans who have disabilities are more than twice as likely to be unemployed, to be homeless, to be victims of violence, and to not get health care because of cost. These challenges can seem insurmountable, but at DPC, we work every day to solve them through research, through advocacy, and through support, always guided by one fundamental principle: about us, by us. The belief that when decisions are made about people with disabilities should be the ones making them. That's why more than 80% of our staff and every single member of our senior leadership team has a disability, not only because it is the right thing to do, but because we believe it makes us do our work better. So let me tell you about our work. In the realm of research, people with disabilities are often objects of study, but our research is participant-led by disabled researchers. It's done in partnership with major academic institutions like Brandeis University, and it's focused on the areas that most impact our community, like healthcare, employment, and education. And the results are transformed systems and informed policy, like the work we're doing right now on the impact of opiates on people with disabilities that we believe will lead to policies that can fight addiction without harming people with chronic pain. Our advocacy work is based on the principles of community organizing, bringing some of the most disempowered people in our state into the halls of power. We develop innovative public policies, and we develop leaders within the disability community. And this results in increased resources, like the nearly $3 million that we have gotten the state to invest in affordable, accessible housing for people with disabilities, and in protecting rights, like when we stopped cuts to the personal care attendant program that would have forced thousands of people into nursing homes against their will. The story of our support work really shows how the different parts of our organization come together. In 2008, we did groundbreaking research that showed huge disparities in how health care in this state was provided to people with versus without disabilities. In 2013, we built on that to win vital rights like guaranteed care coordination and community oversight in the state's new One Care program for people with disabilities. And in 2018, Mass Health invested more than $5 million over 4 years in DPC to create the My Ombudsman program. You may be wondering what an ombudsman is. I wondered the same thing when I came to work at DPC. The dictionary will tell you that an ombudsman is a public official who investigates complaints. But at DPC, it means this: if you have a disability and you're in a Mass Health program, you can call us for free, and someone will pick up the phone. Someone like Lori, who's our deaf ombudsman. The person on the other end of that line will likely have a disability, will definitely be trained in disability rights, and will work with you and your plan to get you the best care. In every other state in the country, these services are provided by big institutional healthcare providers. We are the only organization led by people with disabilities that is doing this work. And last year, we had a 95% consumer satisfaction rate. The Ombudsman program has vastly expanded DPC's reach and the number of people we can help, but it is vital that we expand our advocacy and our research capacities as well. Because as much progress as we have made here in Massachusetts, these are frightening times to be a person with a disability in America. Our basic civil rights are under attack, and the programs that keep us independent and alive, like SSI and Medicaid, are at constant and extreme risk of cuts. These are problems that only advocacy and research can solve, and we want to take them on, which is why I'm in front of you here tonight. We already have $1.5 million committed primarily to support our ombudsman work in each of the next 2 years. Tonight we are seeking to raise an additional $1 million, $400,000 in 2020 and $600,000 in 2021 to expand our research and advocacy capacity to meet these vital challenges. And here's what we'd like to do with those additional funds. We want to expand community awareness, leveraging the power of our network to make change. For instance, a couple of months ago, a Midwestern university posted a job ad for a director of diversity that said people in wheelchairs need not apply. We shared it, our community went to work, and in less than 48 hours, they reversed course and issued a public apology. Because we want to be truly a statewide organization, we want to place community organizers in Central Mass, Western Mass, the North Shore, and the Cape to make our local communities more accessible and inclusive. We want to launch 4 new research projects with major academic partners to tackle the issues most impacting our community, from homelessness to unemployment. And we, on top of our community organizing work, want to engage 100 high school and college students in a new curriculum we're calling From Institutions to Independence, that will teach young people with disabilities not only disability history, but the skills they need to advocate for themselves and their peers. Because the generation of young people that the ADA empowered has grown up, and we're ready to take the torch and fight for the next generation of young people with disabilities. And in that work, DPC is going to lead by example. These are some of our staff. For the last 5 years, DPC has been led from strength to strength by our executive director and my mentor, John Winsky, who's seated right here. And John testified before Congress in the fight to pass the ADA. I'm proud to say that on July 1st, I will be taking the reins as the next executive director of Disability Policy Consortium and leading us towards a more accessible future. That work starts now. We hope you'll join us.